artists, this is a paint mixing palette project. You're going to learn how to mix your colors to make a paint palette today. And what is a paint palette? Well, it's this wooden thing that artists will hold and you can put your thumb through it, and it makes it easier for an artist to stand and paint. So they put their paint on it and they're able to stand and paint. And this is a color wheel. You have seen it before probably, but it has all the colors on it: red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and purple, and it organizes them. Today we're going to use those colors to make our paint palette. So we're going to start out with red, and then there's yellow and blue. Those are the three primary colors. From the three primary colors, you can mix all the other colors, which is really cool. So I'm going to take this Model Magic and split it into two pieces. I'm going to put one red on the red, one yellow on the yellow, and one blue on the blue. Now with the other three pieces that I have, my other primary colors, I'm going to split them into two because we're going to mix them up. So I know that red and yellow make orange. Red and yellow have a buddy in between them, and that is orange. So I'm going to take the red and the yellow and I'm going to smush it together, and I have to roll it around. Your hands make really good microwaves for clay, and whenever the clay warms up, it starts to work and mix together a lot better. So warm up your clay and mix it together and put your orange between your red and your yellow. Next, between the yellow and blue is green. So I'm going to grab some yellow and blue and smush it together to make some green. Now, as you warm up the clay again, it will make it work a lot better. And finally, I'm going to mix together my last two buddies, which are red and blue. They make purple or violet. That's the fancy word for purple. So I'm going to take my red and blue and smush it together, mix it together, roll it around until I get a beautiful purple. Now I'm going to take my colors that I have beautifully mixed, and I am going to make my paint palette. So I'm going to use them in rainbow order. So I'm starting with red, and you can smoosh it onto your paint palette, and then orange. Again, smoosh it down to make sure it sticks. You can make it look like a paint splat. Then yellow. Next is green. Then blue. And finally violet. And we have all 6 colors, and you mix them all by yourself. Now you can't have a paint palette without a paintbrush. So I'm going to take this light brown piece of paper and draw the handle for my paintbrush. Remember, a handle is what our hand holds onto while we're using a paintbrush to paint. And then I'm going to cut out my handle and grab a small piece of aluminum foil. It is shiny like the ferrule. That's the silver shiny part on a paintbrush. And then with the white piece of clay that you'll get, that's going to be your bristles. So just form those with your fingers into a bristle shape, kind of a pointy shape. We're going to put all that together and glue the bristles to the ferrule and the ferrule to the handle. Once you've glued those together, give it some stick time. Those are going to need to dry, and then we will put our paintbrush on our paint palette. And remember, with our glue, one line and you'll be fine. So we are going to glue down the handle of our paintbrush onto our paint palette. After this has had a little bit of time to dry and the clay gets a little harder, you can take a marker and color right on your brush tip to make it look like your brush has paint on it. So you could pick your favorite color to put on your brush. And finally, put your name on your paintbrush handle just to show that it's your creation and masterpiece. And I cannot wait to see how you create and mix your colors.